Previously, in the land of the wolf. My parents and I realized our dream of filming the family life of the Manitous Pack. But our observation season ended abruptly in early September, following the aerial spraying of a dangerous pesticide in areas frequented by wolves. A year has gone by. Wildlife is more abundant than ever around base camp. Our new mascot is an American mink we named Teco. After some difficulty locating the wolves in the spring and summer, White-Paws guided us to her pack. Thanks to her, a fall beyond our hopes is on the horizon. Indeed, the Manitous spend time in an area less than 5 kilometers from the camp, so much so that we hear them singing when we keep watch in Chubby's Bay. Welcome back to the land of the wolf.
Et papa, c'est moi.
The chubbies know my voice.
Et papa, c'est moi.
They know precisely what time I usually bring them branches. I only offer young broadleaf trees with no future, which my father cuts in pine plantations designated for future aerial spraying of pesticides. Our contribution is welcomed at this time of year when beavers hurry to amass enough provisions near their lodge to last through the winter. A strong sense of belonging came over me as I saw them approaching, happy and confident. Someone else is watching the beavers with as much interest as I am. My friend Tico, an American mink. Because of his experience, the patriarch is the master builder of the project, the one whose ingenuity and hard work every member of the family admires. The family has grown considerably in 1 year. 4 generations who work together for the well-being of the group, who live in the same lodge, share the same pantry, and who get along marvelously. This is something never seen before among our beaver neighbors. Monique, Raynald, and I spend a lot of time with them to document their daily life. The number 12 is associated with several symbols. Some see it as a perfect number, the sign of what is completed. It can be interpreted both as the end of a cycle or the point of harmony, the culmination of something. Let us think of the 12 months of the year or the 12 strokes of midnight or noon. In the fall of 2011, the Chubby clan had precisely 12 members. For their part, Hiawatha and White-Paws had successfully raised a new litter of 7 pups, which reminded us very much of those we observed in 2010. 4 had brownish-gray fur. The other 3 had dark fur. 3 pups that we met in 2010 had become magnificent subadults, including Robin. "12 wolves, 12 beavers." I'm not superstitious, but in hindsight, this symbolic number definitely had meaning for our quest, because throughout the year of 2011, we were going to witness the most beautiful spectacles that the land of the wolf could offer us. Is it the wind that makes White-Paws and Hiawatha so nervous? It is rather due to the carcass of a prey, which has brought the pack together in this area for several days. Unlike his parents, Robin seems comfortable with me standing near the vehicle. His sister Mindy, also born to the 2010 litter, is cautious like last year. She limps a little, but her injury is not serious. What a journey these 2 wolves have taken. Mindy enjoys taking care of the young ones. Mindy and Robin have a lot to do with the fact that we can observe White-Paws' new litter. Some of the 7 pups stand out from the others. Tamara, a wolf with a leader's temperament, is particularly endearing. The little Anouk distinguishes herself for her bad attitude and her boldness. It is impossible to confuse her with the other black wolves, who are very shy. As for Grisette, she has a unique look. And what can we say about the beautiful Winnie? In addition to being able to count on Mindy, Robin, White-Paws, and Hiawatha to observe wolf behaviors, an important factor favored our quest that fall. The Manitous Pack frequented a vast hilly region made up of clearings and small paths, where the regrowth of deciduous trees attracted the king of our forests. miles and miles that we explored on foot or in our vehicle with the aim of filming large wildlife. Few places were as conducive to wildlife observation as in the Valley of the Moose. At times we had the impression of being in the Gaspésie, but even better with the presence of wolves. We just had to follow the pack using its fresh tracks, its markings, and its howls, which we heard even when we were at camp. We quickly understood that this easy-to-access territory served as a school for the pups, and our friend Robin asked for nothing better than to show them everything he had learned. Robin's highly developed sense of smell allows him to know when a moose has passed by. He can also distinguish if it is male or female. The vulnerability of a wounded, sick, or weakened animal is usually betrayed by its odor. The wolf is a cautious and opportunistic predator. Robin remains on the lookout for the slightest flaw in his prey. Anouk and other young accompany their big brother. A full belly does not give them time off from lessons. Even for a young wolf as gifted as Tamara, the art of detecting signs of weakness in a large prey requires a certain amount of learning. Hence the importance of mentoring from one's elder. For moose, interpreting the intentions of their predator dictates the correct behavior to adopt. This female does not smell the adrenaline associated with the excitement of the hunting wolf. The Manitous are not hungry, and she scents it. She is nevertheless watching her back. Sure of her strength, and knowing that she can find refuge in a nearby lake, she avoids giving in to panic when the pups approach. The moose's powerful sneeze intimidates Tamara. Robin leads his proteges on another adventure. Hunting lesson on the lookout with Master Robin. The watchword: remain discreet. The patience of Anouk and Grisette is put to the test. The wolves are facing the wind. In addition to his sense of smell, Robin has a great deal of intuition and a perfect knowledge of his environment. He perceives the presence of two moose, one of which could be a spring calf. This prompts him to consider a more dynamic strategy than the useful lookout for tracking a beaver. especially since the pups are agitated, risking at any moment to alert possible prey. The guide's prudence suggests that moose are very close. The moose smell danger. Surprising a mother requires even more tricks from the wolf. The number of failed attempts would be 9 out of 10. Despite his skill, Robin's record corresponds to this statistic. The moose's alarm calls resonate like a warning. Anouk and Grisette are waiting for their big brother's decision. The wolf gives up. Observations like this demonstrate the wisdom of both predator and prey, whose relationships are based on a certain form of mutual understanding. To measure the importance of this reality of the wild world, we could not hope for anything better than to share the daily life of the Manitous. I said that the family of White-Paws and Hiawatha numbered 12 wolves. Mindy, Robin, and the 7 pups from the new litter. I will reveal to you the identity of the third subadult still present. Obviously, we would have liked it to be Kitschy, Gamini or Gamina, but fate had decided otherwise. In fact, it was Big Red. At 1.5 years old, this wolf already looked as robust as his father. We did not see him often, due to his mistrust. White-Paws and Hiawatha had been a pair for 3 years, and under their reign, the Manitous Pack reached its peak that fall. Since our destinies were linked, our quest was therefore reaching its climax. The pair had made their mark on this territory, and we hoped to leave ours there so that the land of the wolf and all the forms of life that depend on it could be protected. The stockpile of provisions of our beaver neighbors increases day by day. Good mood reigns. Tico prowls around the bay. But today, he does not linger. He moves a little away from the shore, in search of small rodents fond of lichens. Gapper's red-backed voles. Their large numbers make them an important link in the food chain. This barred owl waits for the right moment to swoop down on its prey. Tico prefers to flush them out. His sense of smell and hearing guide him. However, his curiosity remains his main asset. Another quality of the predator is concentration. Under no circumstances should it allow itself to be distracted. In fact, Tico is looking for a passage big enough to allow him to enter the vole refuge. Perhaps he hopes the rodents will panic and flee the safety of their tunnels. This time, it's done. While Tico devours the vole out of sight, other characters appear nearby. Even if he tries to show off his first antlers, this young bull moose has very little chance of seducing a female. Again this year, several moose frequent the surroundings of Chubby's Bay. The mink finds himself surrounded by giants. The perfect opportunity to snoop around and learn more about these harmless neighbors. With his curiosity satisfied, Tico moves on. With such an abundance of wildlife around the camp, and wolves easy to spot in the Valley of the Moose, their moments of rest were rare. If the weather was good enough, and we could live in our camp and travel as we pleased on the forest roads, we would stay in the land of the wolf until the snow. We had no time limit. We felt the deep desire to enjoy each day as if it were our last. In the next episode, I will have a front row seat to an encounter where Tico narrowly escapes death. My relationship with the Chubbies will reach an important milestone. Among the wolves, White-Paws will be greeted with joy, affection, and respect by the pack. This will give us the chance to observe the most intimate social interactions. All this and more in the land of the wolf.
Miigwech Manitou, oya hey yo, yo. Then again, my hingen, we yo, 마힌근 기구나 스캇메 꿰베마세 가니시나베 하야웨 하야웨 오 마힌근 웨